Big news out of the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice of the United States of America just issued a rare statement on President Trump's call to impeach the judge in his Alien Enemies Act case. I want to go straight to Paula Reed. Paula, wow, this is a very big deal.
This is a huge deal. Here you have Chief Justice John Roberts appearing to push back on statements President Trump made earlier today, suggesting that a judge, James Boasberg, who of course temporarily blocked deportations by the Trump administration, or at least tried to, should be impeached. And here the Chief Justice writes, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose." Now, this is, of course, a very short statement, but it says so much, Dana, because earlier today, in a Truth Social post, President Trump sort of went on a tangent about how angry he was at this judge and saying this judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached. And this comes just several days after Boasberg tried to temporarily block some deportations by the Trump administration, and the Trump administration did not abide by his order to turn around 2 planes that had already taken off. And in a pretty heated hearing yesterday, the Justice Department insisted that they did not need to abide by.
Chief Justice John Roberts issued a rare public statement today responding to President Trump's call to impeach Judge James Boasberg, who temporarily blocked deportations under the Alien Enemies Act. Roberts stated clearly that impeachment is not the appropriate response to judicial disagreements, noting that the appellate process exists precisely for this purpose. This represents a significant rebuke from the nation's highest-ranking jurist. Trump had taken to Truth Social earlier, calling Boasberg a crooked judge and demanding his impeachment. This followed Boasberg's ruling days ago in which the administration failed to comply with his order to ground 2 deportation flights already in transit. In court yesterday, Trump's legal team argued that broad executive authority over foreign affairs exempted them from the written order. The judge noted their noncompliance. This confrontation extends beyond a typical test of executive power. It raises fundamental questions about judicial accountability over presidential action. Boasberg's position gained notable weight with Roberts' statement, signaling institutional concern at the highest levels. Whether this constitutes court defiance or a legitimate constitutional dispute remains contested, but the stakes are becoming clearer. Meanwhile, Trump faces multiple federal and state prosecutions carrying substantial prison exposure. The federal election obstruction case includes charges carrying up to 20 years per count. Conspiracy to defraud the United States adds 5 years. Conspiracy against rights, 10. Georgia's racketeering charge carries 20 years. New York's felony falsification counts add 4 years each. Legal analysts estimate that sentencing in the federal election case alone could reach the mid-teens in years. For a 79-year-old defendant, even a 10 to 15-year sentence functions as a life sentence. The Supreme Court's immunity ruling did not eliminate these charges. It sent cases back to lower courts to determine which specific actions qualify for prosecution, but left core felony theories intact. The court explicitly stated that the fake elector scheme, pressure campaigns on state officials, and obstruction of investigations receive no immunity protection. Maximum sentencing exposure remains at 20 years. The legal framework documenting this path is clear and documented. The details matter, and they point in one direction.
Oral order from the bench, something the judge took issue with, and then even when the judge had issued a written order, they still did not comply. And in court yesterday, they were arguing that the reason they did not need to comply with that written order is because they said that President Trump has a broad executive authority when it comes to foreign affairs. And the reason that this whole case is significant, Dana, is because this is not just another test of Trump's expansive use of executive power. It is also a test of the extent to which he and his lawyers believe he can be checked by the courts. So here, Judge Boasberg getting some support from really the most senior justice in the land.
Yeah, your eyes are going wide, David Chalian.
It's astonishing. And I don't want to diminish the importance of the specific